say? Let me enter into today's subject. Today's subject is a great revelation. Subject is get out of time warp. And 159th Sutra of Patanjali Yoga Sutra in 3rd chapter, 53rd verse. Kshana tatkrama yogo samyamaat vivekajam jnanam. God. Through samyama, Swami Vivekananda translates this sutra as through samyama on a particle of time, and that which proceeds and succeeds, it comes discrimination. Swami Prabhavananda translates as by making samyama on single moments and on their sequence in time, one gains discriminative knowledge. Swami Satchitananda translates as by samyama on single moments in sequence comes discriminative knowledge. Bhagavan Osho translates as performing samyama on the present moment, the moment gone, and the moment to come brings knowledge, born of the awareness of the ultimate reality. The sacred secret in the sutra is do samyama on the moment happening in your life, and the one moment which is gone, one moment which is yet to come. You will have enlightenment. There were thousands of sacred secrets, formulas, sutras I heard in the young age, but not a single sutra was able to make me leave everything and become a paramahamsa, except this sutra. Please understand, I became paramahamsa just because of this sutra. I have no words to praise the sacred secret embedded in the sutra. When I understood what transformation it can do to you, let me try to reveal exactly as I understood, as I experienced. First thing, time is the greatest lie told to humanity. Time is the greatest lie ever told to humanity. There is no such thing as time exists. Sun is rising and setting. Moon is rising and setting. Seasons are happening not as you planned. Please understand, we always think only in the modern days seasons are not happening properly. Seasons never happened properly because there is no such thing as proper exists for season. Maybe you try to understand with certain averages between 20 degree and 30 degree, between 60 degree and 70 degree. With averages, you come up with arguments to support some greatest lie called time. Time is an equivalent lie. Please understand, time is equivalent to all the cases filed on me. No base. no base. Some of the worst lies concocted, cooked up. So many different truths, when it clicked with me, when they revealed the sacred experiences in me, it'll always settle down. But this time, when I realized this sacred secret, experience of time, I just jumped out of my body and decided, let me be paramahamsa. Understand? Time is the greatest lie ever told to you. Only based on this lie, all other lies, like you belong to this nation, you belong to this community, you belong to this religion, you belong to this culture, you belong to this race, your lifestyle is this. All the other lies are built on this one lie. Something called time exists. Where is time? There is no such thing as time exists. Sun rises and falls, moon rises and falls, body rises and falls. That's all. Where is time? What is the definition of a day? It is not existential reality. A day is not a day as you think. It is the definition you created, which the whole world has accepted non-controversially. See, any definition accepted non-controversially by the world does not become existential reality. It's a taught fact. If all of us sit together and pass certain resolution, let there not be any tsunami anymore on the planet Earth, you think it is going to become existential reality? At the most, it can become a country law. That's all. Or at the most, it can become a law in all the places where the human beings are living. But not more than that. Time is the root cause of all sufferings. I tell you, realize this one truth and decide not to bend for anything. Actually, when I realized, oh God, there is no time, then why should I be running around, running behind this society which is based on time? I just declared my freedom. Courage, even to let go the body, came to me only when I realized there is no such thing as time. Understand? Unless you get into the space of courage to let go even the time, even the body. Please understand, death is not a big punishment or suffering for human beings. The biggest suffering is many of the things which you thought as your resources dying, disappearing while you are alive. When you have the guts to face that suffering, you are liberated. That guts happened in me when I realized there is no such thing as time. I just realized, oh God, There is no such thing as time. It's a man-made myth. Time is a man-made myth. Wow, you don't need to go to mission office. Actually, if you declare time is a myth, you don't need to come to mission office. I will not ask you to come. I will send food to your room. It is just an integrated decision. Not only that, you will not be bothered whether food will come to my room or not. Because when I declared time is a myth, I did not expect anybody to send food for me. I just stepped out of the society, stepped out of my own body. What society? My own body. I said, relax. Now, sun rises and falls. Moon rises and falls. Universe moves. Bodies rise and fall. Over. What a foolish myth we created, bound ourselves. Still I remember, the moment I realized, I went and lied down in a big rock called ammapaarai in Tiruvannamalai. In the hill, there is a big rock, ammapaarai. I threw away all my clothes and rudraaksha, everything. I went and just lied down. I was having only one loin cloth, the cowpea. On that ammapaarai, I was lying down, seeing. There is no time. What is there? And sun was setting. I looked and saw, sun is setting in the west. Even this is not a truth. How do you know it is west? What do you mean by west? There is no west, no east. Something is rotating around something. As I said earlier, please understand, sun is rotating the earth. See, as per your reality, anything which you perceive for a long period, you conceive that as a reality. That is why dreams you think as illusion, because you perceive that only for a few hours. This waking state you perceive as reality, you perceive this for 70 years. That is only 7 hours, this is 70 years. So you perceive this as a reality. If you look at from this definition, for the sun to go around the earth takes billions of years. Then the earth to go around the sun, earth goes around the sun within 1 year. Sun goes around the earth taking billion years. Then that should be the reality. Even as per your reality. Even as per your reality, sun goes around the earth. So I thought, what do you mean by west, east, earth going around the sun itself is a lie. Then what about the time created by this lie? Understand, sun goes around the earth. So from today, no time, no calendar. What from today? From now. What from now? Where is now? Because you are already occupying this ground, you justify the conspiracy you create and impart on the new generation happening on the planet Earth. Time is the worst myth greatest lie, most saddest concept taught to human beings by the unconscious human beings, who are in turn taught that same foolishness by some other unconscious human beings, to whom in turn the same lie was taught by some other human being. Do not inherit sadism. When you learn the concept of time, you inherit sadism. Unfortunately, if you don't learn the concept of time, you are not given food. That's the reason I feel we should get back to agriculture civilization and start eating what grows in the land we are rolling. The land on which you are standing, sleeping, taking bath, what grows there, start eating and living with it. Get back to agriculture civilization. You don't need food, infrastructure from the fools who carry this great sadist concept of time. In the young age, I've read a story, very funny story, but very sad story. One guy at the edge of the world, standing and holding the whole sky on his head. It was too heavy, but he cannot move unless he gets somebody else to hold that weight. Very childish, but there is a big truth. So suddenly one man comes there and asks him, what happened? Why are you standing like that? This fellow tries to give a big smile and says, no. If you take this load of the sky, you feel so nice, so joyful, so sweet. And then that guy says, will you allow me to stand there for half an hour? He says, no, half an hour is too much. Maybe I'll give you 5 minutes till I go to bathroom and come back. And this fellow says, okay. And he leaves the weight on him and runs away, that's all. And that fellow again waits for the next person to come to tell the same lie. Just like this story, time is a huge weight everyone is carrying on the head and waiting for somebody else to come and give a big smile, the dirty party smile. Why don't you reveal the truth? The whole human civilization is a hypocrisy. Why don't you allow the truths of the enlightened beings penetrate the mainstream human civilization? Why are you guys suffering and continuously transmitting this suffering to the planet Earth and make human beings believe their heritage, they inherit only suffering, but in the name of big plastered smile, plastic surgered smile. O human civilization, I call upon you to taste the ultimate truth which I tasted from the authority of my own experience. Relax. Where are you heading? O new generation, O the human civilization which is ready to think, realize time is the worst myth taught to you. Based on that, all the other myths. You belong to this place, you belong to this language, you belong to this culture, you belong to this country, you belong to this race, you belong to this nation, you belong to this money, you belong to this poverty, all these lies are added. The glittering concept of wealth, the glittering concept of poverty, both are glittering, please understand. Concept of wealth is glittering in the name of greed. Concept of poverty is glittering in the name of fear. Today I take a vow. I'll create a space where people don't need to believe the concept of time for their food, clothes, shelter and medical care and basic emotional fulfillment. It is these 3-4 basic things civilization uses as a noose, as a whip to torture human beings and makes them believe on the greatest lie, greatest myth called time. Unfortunately, we are too small in number. I'll make some of the strong scientific studies and tell the mainstream society time is a myth. And when you relax from that myth, you become more healthy. Your liver does not get old. Please understand. Liver and the tip of the nose, these two are the mechanisms which tastes and records time. See, your tip of the nose, this is the point where the time is red. Like there are nowadays some unique machines. If you just put that lens on the newspaper, that will read out actually for you, especially for blind people. You just put that glass, that lens, it will create sound like a news reading on any book, on anything. That tip which touches the letter and makes it as a sound, that is the main tip in that machine. Same way, in your life, the tip of the nose, that's a spot where time is recorded by your body, and it gets recorded in your liver. Your liver directly shows the amount of suffering is recorded on your system by the concept of time. If you relax from the time, the first thing will happen is a beautiful digestion. You will have a complete digestion. I can give you this one technique. Try. Just one day. Decide. No time. Forget about this nonsense. Office, food, all things related to time. Just 24 hours lie down. Or sit or do what you want. But break from the concept time. If you have constipation problem, within 24 hours it will be healed. Any problem related to digestion will be healed within 24 hours. Please understand, because your liver comes back to life. And I am giving you this as a sample to feel how you are suffering with the time. When you feel free from time, how you are liberated. Even to the Ashramites, I am telling you, you don't need to follow any routine. You can take off, no problem. Just decide to be out of time. Step out of your time idea. You don't need to follow any routine. Just see. Just experiment. Within one day, your whole stomach will become so sweet. And after that, when you feel confident, go ahead with that. I have no problem. Actually, when you live with that no time, you will feel so much of joy and gratitude. You will express creativity in your unique way. When you find your own unique way of creativity, not only when you find, even when you are trying to find, you don't need to do any routine. You neither find nor try to find. That is the reason I drive you with some routine, so that you don't fall into tamas. Now I am telling you, anybody who is finding or even interested in finding, no need to follow. I am really telling you, no need to follow. But don't cheat yourself and cheat others, that's all. Today I am telling you, anybody who does not follow any routine, when I ask, even if you tell a lie, even as a lie if you tell, no, I am stepping out of time, I am working on it, I will not ask you further questions. It's okay. But you are entering into a big risk. Either you become enlightened or you become tamasic donkey. And if you take care of that responsibility, I have no problem. I have no problem. I wanted you to step out of time. I tell you, when I stepped out of time, God, what a freedom it was. Still I remember lying on that tortoise rock. It's called ammapaarai. In Tiruvannamalai, there is a huge rock. There will be one rock like a tortoise back and one small rock like a tortoise head. I was lying, and both rocks will be placed on a huge base. That is also another one rock. I still remember lying on that rock, and I was able to look down the whole village. I felt, why these fools are running around like this? First time I felt not egoistic or pride, I just felt, wow, these fools are running around like ants. Actually, from there, if you see, the whole city will look like a small ants moving around. He said, how you look at the ants, foolishly working. They will work for 6 months and gather one handful of rice or sugar. In one moment, you will just sweep it and finish it off. But they would have had their own schedule, calculate time, who should lift how many kg, and how many hours, who should work, and who will transmit it to who, and how to store a huge storage system, technology, everything, but gone. Just like how you feel about the ants, I was same way feeling about the human civilization. What kind of civilization? Not with arrogance. Please understand, O human civilization, with deep compassion and love, I am telling you, step out of time. At least let the next generation be encouraged to step out of time. Whoever steps out of time should be given more respect, more emotional fulfillment, more emotional support, more love, more rewarding, more infrastructural facilities. But now, the myth has been so deep-rooted in the human mind, whoever get caught more and more with time, is rewarded with more money, more infrastructure, more respect, and more foolish, collective, social, hypocritical honors and awards. When you go beyond time, when you step out of time, you become Kala Gala, Kala Bhairava. It is a conscious decision and just living it, that's all. That's all. But to be lived to the extreme, no compromise. There are some sutras, if you do even 1%, it will help you for the spiritual growth. But there are some sutras, even if you do 99.99% and miss the last 0.001%, it will not work. This sutra is second type. It has to be done 100%. Your whole thinking, planning, ideas about you, life, everything has to be reshuffled, reorganized, reassembled, reviewed. Should be taken cognizance from new light. With this one understanding, time is a lie. Step out of time. Only with this understanding, if you do this samyama of what Patanjali describes as meditating on the moment, with this samyama, with this understanding, look at the time. What is this moment? Nothing. What's the moment gone? Nothing. What's the moment coming? Nothing. You will realize the ultimate truth. You will catch it in one click. You can catch it in one click. Anybody who has problem related to liver, any problem related to liver, just do this samyama. Not only you will be healed, you will go beyond the biggest disease, time. I bless you all who are sitting with us around the world at this moment, at least in 582 places through NTV and 5 places in two-way connection, in 214 cities in 23 countries. I bless you all to achieve, experience, live, express, radiate and share the eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you.